former Detroit police chief can't avoid becoming a crime victim in Detroit.
Today, Stanley Knox was robbed at gunpoint. Fox News' Taryn Asher talked to Knox shortly after the crime took place. She's live in Detroit now with the story. Taryn.
Yeah, I believe that Stanley Knox was still a little stunned when we spoke to him. It was just a short time after this happened. But bottom line, no one is immune to these senseless crimes that can happen to anyone, anywhere. On this well-kept Detroit block, mowing the lawn on a Tuesday afternoon is nothing out of the ordinary. And sadly, either is what happened next.
They stopped and asked if that was Curtis down there. I said yes. Then they started walking back towards me. Then they speeded up with a gun in his hand.
But what they didn't know, the two young men were getting ready to rob a former Detroit police chief, Stanley Knox.
I was never afraid, though. I don't know what I was thinking about.
I mean, did you feel that there was a chance that they might shoot you?
I thought about it at one point, yes.
He wasn't armed, so Knox tried to physically fight the bad guys off, and in the process fell back over his lawnmower.
They pointed the weapon at me and just gently took it off.
With Knox down on the ground, they took what they could see, his gold necklace and gold bracelet, and then took off running between the houses. Neighbor Althea Roberts arriving home just as police converge.
It's scary, you know? I mean, he's out here cutting his grass. School was still in, you know, they were picking up kids. I guess they went on a field trip. The church parking lot was full of cars. And then you can't be out here and taking care of your lawn and somebody pull a gun on you?
Nearly a dozen officers respond to this crime of opportunity. One noticing the thieves left one thing behind. In the middle of the driveway, his gold Detroit police chief medallion that apparently had fallen off the chain and now has been taken into evidence.
They got lucky, though, because they caught him off guard, because I'm pretty sure it could have turned out a lot differently, and I wish it would have.
You hate for it to happen, you know, I hate for things like this to happen in the city, but it does. Every city.
Knox was the police chief in the early 90s, 91 to 94. He said he got that medallion for his service, but at least he'll be able to get that back. Now, those two men, described as black men, about 6 feet tall, 175 pounds, around 19 to 20 years old. They took off, as I said, between the houses and haven't been seen since, but you better believe police will be looking for them. Back to you.
Well, Taryn, it sounds like a lot of officers responded to the scene. Does Knox think that he got special treatment because he used to be chief?
Well, you know, Monica, about a dozen officers showed up, and he applauded all of their efforts. He said they got here right away. He said he does not believe that it had anything to do with who he was. But, you know, this street's been hit pretty hard recently over the last few months. Several break-ins, and neighbors weren't getting the same response because in the city of Detroit, something like this is considered a low priority. But several officers here today and still investigating what happened tonight.
Let's hope they catch those guys, and we're glad that Mr. Knox was.
I don't know what else to say other than wow.